Hello, so I'm going to continue with the quotes that I was doing before the video cut me off. I have everything I need now. I do not need another person to complete or sustain me. I am happy and fulfilled. I may meet someone who will make me happier than I am today. Meanwhile, I will enjoy what I have today. And these two really pop out at me too. I like being alone. I have control over my own shit. Therefore, in order to win me over, your presence has to feel better than my solitude. You're not competing with another person, you are competing with my comfort zone. And people who have been single for too long are the hardest to love. They have become so used to being single, independent, and self sufficient that it takes something extraordinary to convince them that they need you in their life. Those three definitely pop out at me. And if this is your first time visiting, welcome. I'm Alesha. This is part two of why I don't want to be married. Airplane. Really? Anywho, in the last video, I said something wrong. I basically want to say, why should you think about somebody else if they're not thinking about you? But in the video, in my last video, because I do watch them over, I basically said the quote, if you're not thinking about somebody, why should you be thinking about them? That's just a fast mistake that Gemini sometimes do because we think quicker than we can talk. You know what I'm talking about if you're a Gemini. And sometimes it just don't come out the right way. And yeah. And I want to go ahead and just say we should start sending out the message that we are valuable despite the relationships we're in. And we should learn how to be happy regardless if we're in a relationship or not. I think people think that being alone is the worst thing. It is not the worst thing. I think being with the wrong people is worse than being alone. And for a while, especially as a younger person, I watched people stay in abusive relationships because they're afraid to be by themselves. Um, People getting beat up. Um, One parent got killed in this instance. Another parent in this instance got killed, all because people were afraid to become single parents. They were so afraid to not fit in that they deal with very dangerous situations, very, very, very dangerous, abusive situations just to stay married. And I think at that point, I would be happy to be alone. Like I said, I don't mind being alone because I'd rather be by myself than be in an abusive situation. But I've seen it happen so many times where people will stay in bad situations for the status quo. And I'm just not willing to do that to stay married. You know, I can't judge other people's situations, but I'm just saying for me personally, I'd just rather be by myself. And you can always tell the people who are happy with their decisions to stay single versus the ones who never been in a relationship or wish they were in a relationship. Because the ones who wish they were in a relationship, they're always asking me, "Do you have a boyfriend?" Usually the ones who fantasize about it all the time are always asking me, "Oh my gosh, are you dating somebody?" And I'm like, "Why? Why? Why are you always asking me? If you want to be hooked up with somebody, why don't you hook yourself up with somebody?" You know, why can't you just go on and, make yourself your own Valentine? Put that arrow towards your own heart instead of always trying to hook me up with somebody. They're always so busybody and they're always so much into other people's lives that they forget. Maybe I should put myself in a relationship. Oh, I have a couple of no means no stories. In fact, I'm gonna switch. You know what? I will be right back before I get started. Let's see. Highlight the yellow. Just realized that I need to switch shirts because I like to give every shirt its airtime. And I have a bunch of twinning shirts. Oh, so let's see. No means no. I've had several guys who just were very persistent, and I made it very clear I just want to be friends. I'm just going to say maybe a couple stories to keep this video going, but recently, of course, being in Indianapolis, I was trying to record music, and the guy that I was trying to record with, I could read him like a book. It was so obvious. I mean, first of all, he just kept asking me, "Yo, are you dating somebody?" And I said, "Yes." At the time I was. I said, "Yes, could you please stop asking me? I wouldn't date you if I were single. I just don't like you." And so he just kept doing all these things like, okay, on YouTube you can look up how to tell if a guy likes you. You know, eyebrows go up, lick his lips, his friends start to act differently around you. Ryan Patrick, B Taylor TV, some of these videos, let me see. Some of these videos have, given me pointers, you know, and then after reading and watching those videos and articles, I could tell that he was kind of trying to hit on me, and I'm just like, no, I just don't like you in this way. Like, even if I were single, like I said before, I will still see you as a friend. I think you're a nice person. I want to record music with you, but no. And he kept like, And then he tried to get his friend to set us up, and I said no. So after constantly putting me in a weird position, I said, you know what, I'm just gonna leave Indy and start a new. And of course, in LA, New York, you got to be careful anywhere being a lady, but you, no means no. Just because somebody likes you doesn't mean they have to like you back. Same thing with, you know, lady. Just because you like a guy doesn't mean he has to like you back. And a couple people from my grade school, we never talked in grade school. And all of a sudden, I started to get like 10, 20 messages sent to my Facebook, and I'm just like, the hell? Find you something else better to do instead of messaging me. So my block list is long. I just, I don't like those kind of games, Hey, 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 what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? Can you imagine somebody sending you 20 hey messages? You know, don't chase people like this. You know, be valuable. Love yourself. Don't attach your value to somebody else liking you. You know, if the person likes you back, great. But don't call somebody 100 times. That shit is crazy. And oh, that's another thing that some guys were trying to do. Ooh, let me see what that story is. I'm so sorry for getting up twice, but let me see what that was. What a great cause. Um, I will normally not get up twice for a video, but that was a good story. Um, I noticed that some guys, like I said, especially some of the videos said it. I think a Ryan Patrick video said it. But sometimes they'll start liking the same things you like and trying to go to the same events you go to because a person that they like is going to be there. And look, the kind of boyfriends I like to have are the kind who has their own life. Shh. Shh. Are the kind who has their own life. Sorry, I got guests. Are the kinds who have their own lives and don't just because I like something, you don't have to like it. But if you happen to like it, that's great. But have your own interests. We're gonna have enough time together. You don't have to like everything. And I have to admit, this one guy, I give him an A for effort because he ended up getting in touch with this music person that I worked with before, this movie person that I worked with before. He even liked the festival that I volunteer with. I say A for effort, but it's not gonna change my feelings for you. I really don't like you in this way. And then I have an ex from 10 years ago that still follows me on social media, and I think it's kind of weird. Um, One of the things I worry about being friends with an ex, sometimes when you're friends with an ex, sometimes they'll try to push it to the next level, and you move on, but they haven't. I like the idea of being friends with people you dated, but I don't. I worry that they won't understand. I don't like you in this way. I don't want to date you no more. And sometimes it's better to steer clear. So I'm sort of proceeding with caution. It's 2020. I think we dated back in 2008. So that's like, oh shit. Yeah, over 10 years ago. Damn. And I just don't know if it's a good idea. Yeah, 12 years ago. Yeah, 12 years ago. I just don't think it's a good idea for me to just reach back out saying, hey, let's be friends. Because he might be trying to, get back in my life. And try to take it things to the next level when I've obviously moved on. And I will go to weddings, and I never saw marriage as my next step. That's why I don't want to get married again, ever. Damn, that didn't even come out right. I don't want to get married in the first place. I completely had that in my notes wrong. I don't want to like go to weddings that much, anyways, especially during this COVID. And I'm toying with the idea of just pulling back on weddings completely because people don't understand, especially like some of my family and friends. Oh my gosh, you got a boyfriend? Where's your plus one? I'm happy being single. I never thought that I was missing out on anything. I've never gone to weddings questioning me being single. So I never thought as being married is my next step. I never went to a wedding imagining myself being in the bride's dress. I was just like, bridesmaid, bachelorette party. But I never was so over enthusiastic about being a bride. So, oh yeah, speaking of that, I'm gonna give a couple shout outs real quick. Shout out to B Taylor TV, Ryan Patrick, Georgia Heath, because I really like some of your articles. And oh, Ebony Letweather. And I know I'm pretty sure I said that wrong, but she has this article called Living Single Why I May Never Marry and I'm Okay with It. I might post a link below. It is very good. I've seen so many great articles from people and great YouTube videos that if I were to list them all, it would probably take 5 minutes. So I think I've basically hit everything. But like I said, I'd rather be alone than be in an abusive relationship. You know, I can sit here and tell you stories for hours and hours and hours and hours. Um, to me, it's just not worth it. You know, I refuse to have some guy hit me just to say that I have a boyfriend or this is my husband, and then he'll come home and beat me up. I've seen too many of those stories, and I just rather be by myself and deal with that. I never let a guy define my worth, so even if I were to be single for the rest of my life, I'm gonna be a happy camper. I'm not going to weddings. Oh my gosh, I wish I was a bride. I let that lady have her day, let that groom have his day, and that's it. And I just wish that more guys, especially that um, I was friends with, they would just stop trying to take it to the next level. I like being friends. You know, they would try to, some of them even called me at 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, come on, man, do I look that stupid? I'm not going to answer the phone at 2 a.m. in the morning. You up. Yeah, I'm up, but I'm not gonna talk to you. I sit there and look at those texts thinking, wow, do you think I'm really gonna go to your hotel room? No, I don't want that. I don't even like you. So sometimes those phone calls and texts go straight to the voicemail, and I'll answer them in the morning. So I don't know how this video part two turned out because I had a couple noises in the background. I had to get up, but anything goes. So let me go ahead and call it a day, or night, or afternoon, wherever you are. And I'll talk to y'all later. Later.